Welcome back. We have a plane geometry problem here, and it reads, calculate the value of angle x, y, and z. On this diagram, we need to find angle x, y, and z. So if you look at this diagram, it is a parallelogram with two of the opposite sides being parallel. This side is parallel to this side, and this side is also parallel to this side. So solution, if I try to extract this diagram again, this is the diagram that we have. So if you have two parallel lines and then there is a transversal, we said that this angle and this angle are co-interior angles. Okay? And co-interior angles will add up to 180 degrees. So this angle here is the one that we have here. And the whole of this angle, 36 and x, is the one that we have here. Just try to look at the diagram properly. So this is x plus 36. So meaning that these two angles, if you add them, you will have 180 degrees. Okay? So let me call the points A, B, C, and D. So this will be A here, and this will be C. Then we have D and B. What I want you to understand is, when you have two parallel lines, and then there is a transversal, if these two angles are on the same side of the transversal, if this is the transversal, they are both on the right of the transversal and they are interior angles. When you add them together, they should give you 180 degrees. Okay? So what are we going to say? We can say x plus 36 degrees plus 130 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Why? Because they are co-interior angles. So that will be x plus 36 degrees plus 130 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So we will have x plus 36 plus 130 is 166 degrees. This is equal to 180 degrees. So that is x is equal to 180 degrees minus 166 degrees. So x is equal to 14 degrees. So that is what we have as the value of x. This is equal to 14 degrees. Okay? Such that if you add the whole of this angle, what are you going to have? 36 plus 14 is 50, and this 50 plus 130 will give you 180 degrees. So that is what is co-interior angles. So how do we find angle y? Well, it is easy to find angle y because if you identify the shape, you have Z shape, right? And whenever you have Z shape, think about alternate angles. So this angle, which is 36, and this angle, which is y, must be equal. So we can say y is equal to 36 degrees because of alternate angles. Okay, so y is 36 degrees. Now, how do we find z? Well, if you look at this triangle shape, where you have x, y, and z, you know that the sum of the angles will be 180 degrees. So x plus y plus z is equal to 180 degrees because of sum of angles in a triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle. So what is x? It is 14 degrees plus what is y? 36 degrees plus z is equal to 180 degrees. 14 plus 36 is 50 degrees plus z is equal to 180 degrees. So z is equal to 180 degrees minus 50 degrees. Therefore, z is equal to 130 degrees. So that is the answer for z. Okay? Remember, you have two parallel lines here. So this angle and the whole of this angle must be co-interior angles. And if this angle here is 36 degrees, y will also be 36 degrees because they are alternate angles. And we said that alternate angles are in the form of z. So if x and y is known, then we can find z because they are in a triangle. Okay, and sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Moving on to the next question. Which reads, determine the value of angle x, y, z, and angle ACD. We need to find angle x, angle y, angle z, and angle ACD. What is angle ACD? Is going to be this whole angle. Okay, so let me try to extract this diagram first. All right, so this is the diagram that we have. We have two parallel lines, and there is a line that goes between them, which we call the transversal. But there is an indication here that the two sides of this triangle here must be equal. So if I call this angle, let's say angle P, then I have to call this angle P because they are equal. Okay, look at these lines very well. It means that the two sides of the triangle must be equal, and it is actually the base of the triangle. Okay, if this is your triangle, this will be the base. Now what can I do to find P? I will say P plus 120 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Why? Because sum of angles in a triangle. So that will be 2P plus 120 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So 2P is equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees. 2P is equal to 60 degrees. To find P, you divide both sides by 2. Then P will be 30 degrees. Okay, so it means P is 30 degrees and this is 30 degrees. Then what can I do to find x, y, and z? Well, if you consider these two parallel lines, and we've said that we have a transversal, this angle here P is equal to this angle Z. Okay, why? If you understand the concept of alternate angles, if this is P and this is Z, we say that alternate angles are equal. Okay, so P is equal to Z. That is what we can say here. look at it properly, this angle P and this angle Z are alternate angles, okay? Alternate angles will be in a form of Z here, and they are equal. So we can say Z is equal to P because they are alternate angles. So therefore, Z is equal to 30 degrees, okay? This Z is also equal to 30 degrees. Or you can also say this angle plus the whole of this angle Z plus P is equal to 180 degrees because they are co-interior angles. Then you'll be able to find Z in that attempt, okay? Again, you have this line, you have angle D here, you have angle B here, the whole of this angle, which is 120, and the whole of this angle will be P plus Z. So we can say this angle plus P plus Z is equal to 180 degrees because they are co-interior angles. With that, you can be able to find Z as an alternative way. But for us, we decided to use the alternate angle theorem, which states that this angle here is equal to this angle, okay? So what can we do to find angle Y? If you look at this, we have a triangle here, okay? ABC is a triangle. So Z is known. We know this angle as 64, so we can find Y, right? Using triangle ABC, we will say 64 degrees plus 30 degrees plus Y is equal to 180 degrees because sum of angles in a triangle (64 plus 30 is 94 degrees plus Y is equal to 180 degrees. So Y is equal to 180 degrees minus 94 degrees. Y is equal to 86 degrees. So that is the value of angle Y. It is 86 degrees. But then how can we find angle X? Well, if you want, you can say Y plus P plus X is equal to 180 degrees because of angles on a straight line. But looking at the relationship between X and this angle, you know that they are corresponding angles because if you have two parallel lines and then you have a transversal, let's say this is A, this is C, this angle which is X here and this angle which is 64, they are corresponding angles, all right? So we can use both methods to find the value of X. So we can say X is equal to 64 degrees because of corresponding angles. Okay, but alternatively, we've said that if we consider this line here, we have X, P, and Y, okay? So they will make up 180 degrees because of angles on a straight line. So we've said that alternatively, X plus P plus Y equals to 180 degrees because of sum of angles on a straight line. So X plus P is 30 degrees plus Y is 86 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So x plus 30 plus 86 is 116 degrees. This is equal to 180 degrees. X is equal to 180 degrees minus 116 degrees. X is equal to 64 degrees. So you can see how you can find x alternatively. So now we need to find angle ACD. So ACD is angle C actually that we have to find here up to here. Okay? Angle ACD is equal to y plus p. Y is 86 degrees plus p is 30 degrees. So that is 116 degrees. Okay, so in this question, we are asked to calculate the value of angle x. So how can we calculate x? Solution. Let us introduce angle P, Q, and R. So let's call this angle P, let's call this angle Q, and let's call this angle R. If we are able to determine angle R and P, then we can be able to find angle X. So we can say P plus 140 degrees is equal to 180 degrees for the fact that they are angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. So that will be P is equal to 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. P is equal to 40 degrees. Now, if that is P, how can we find angle Q? If we consider this triangle PQT, we can be able to find angle Q, right? So, using triangle PQT, we can say 82 degrees plus Q plus the 40 degrees here is equal to 180 degrees. Why? Because of sum of angles in a triangle. So 82 plus 40 is 122 degrees plus Q is equal to 180 degrees. Q is equal to 180 degrees minus 122 degrees. Q is equal to 58 degrees. P is 40 and Q is 58 degrees. So what can I do to find angle R? Q and R are angles on a straight line. Okay? So we'll say Q plus R is equal to 180 degrees because of sum of angles on a straight line. So Q is 58 degrees plus R is equal to 180 degrees. R is equal to 180 degrees minus 58 degrees. So R is equal to 122 degrees. That is the value of R, 122 degrees. So by considering triangle UQR, we can now be able to find X. We can find X using triangle UQR, that is X plus R plus P is equal to 180 degrees because of sum of angles in a triangle. So that will be X plus R is 122 degrees plus P is 40 degrees. This is equal to 180 degrees. So X plus 122 plus 40 is 162 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So X is equal to 180 degrees minus 162 degrees. So X is equal to 18 degrees.